Hi, welcome to the online version of General Psychology. I wanted to do a brief tour of our Blackboard course site. And as I said in the syllabus video, there will be weekly announcements to detail the specific activities you'll be doing each week. So this video is really designed to just be an overview. So I've gone to the place where you should be heading first. And on this page, we explore the objectives. This is where this video will be linked, and then I also have several short videos, and I will add some other short resource videos here as well, so that if you haven't used one of the tools in the Blackboard online course service, you can learn more about them using these resource videos. I also want to make sure that you head over to the syllabus area and pull open the syllabus, and then click on here to get the schedule. Now, the place where I want to spend most of my time, however, is in this area right here, which is the area where you will spend most of your time during the semester. So each week, you will be having a set of learning materials. To access that, you'll go to Learning Materials and then click on whatever module we're in, Module 1, for example. And then click on Week 1. We have the series of objectives for that week. And when you open it up, you'll see several things. First, there is a reading guide, and it's specifically in a Word document, so you can add to it if you like, but it's designed to give you information about the key concepts from the textbook reading. Next, there will be a folder that contains various web links and videos. Each week, there's usually going to be one or more videos, as well as online resources. I'll also sometimes include optional online resources so that you can learn more if you're interested. And then going back up to that week, the third folder that's available are the learning activities. And so these will be the graded activities. Most often you will be collaborating with your group and with me, but in some cases you'll be doing things on your own. So in this particular week, there's a variety of types of things you'll be doing. So for example, you'll be using the Padlet to introduce yourself. You'll be using the discussion board, and you'll also be using the Wiki function. And so it is important in this week before school starts for you to become familiar with the course environment and some of these services you may not have used in the past. The goal right now, before the course starts or in week 1, is to really become familiar with what is here. And at the start of week 1, week 2, every other week, I will do a course announcement video that offers you more specific details on each assignment. Now, the second area that I want to direct your attention is the project information. As I said in the syllabus video, we have two projects that we'll be focusing on for the semester. One is dedicated towards enhancing your understanding of what it's like to live with a mental health condition. And the second one is dedicated to enhancing your understanding of research and encouraging you to really critically analyze and be skeptical when you come across an article covered in the popular press. In brief, I'm not going to talk about every single assignment, but with the walk in their shoes, your goal is to better understand what it's like to live with a particular condition. So you have more information right here if you pull open the guidelines and the rubric. In the paper, you will offer some what I call textbook information, the sort of things that you'd find in the textbook or on WebMD. But this is not the thrust of your paper. This should really be no more than maybe one paragraph. Where you're really going to be focusing your research time and also your time in writing the paper is a discussion of how the condition looks in everyday people. What are actual symptoms? What are the ways that this condition can impact a person's life for the better and for the worse in creating challenges? You'll also be thinking or reflecting on the particular types of treatment that are available and how people feel about the types of treatment. You know, as a medical professional, you will be encouraging people to seek treatment, but I think it's important to understand that treatments often have pros and cons that are associated with them. Also on these guidelines, I have some general suggestions to improve your paper, so I encourage you to read over that. Once you have an understanding of the goal of the paper and the project, it's time to think about what particular topic you would like to dedicate your time. One thing is I do ask that you choose a topic that is a condition you do not personally experience. If you have a loved one who's maybe dealing with bipolar disorder or substance abuse or any of these, you may choose that condition, but I do ask that you not choose a condition that you're already living with because you already know what it's like. to have that condition. I want you to go beyond and learn something, of course. And then to help you find information, I have provided a list here that has a number of possible resources for each of the possible topics. You're welcome to use other resources, but I wanted to make sure that everybody would have at least 5 or 6 worthwhile resources. And you are expected to research or get information from at least three people. So it might be one real person and then a blog and then a video, or 3 blogs or 3 videos. But I need you to get information from at least 3 different sources. All right, that's all I want to say about the Walk in Their Shoes project. I also want to give a little bit of time to the second project. For this project, you will be focusing on analyzing one of several articles that has been recently published and then also publicized in the popular press. So you have 2 basic tasks. Your first task is contributing to the article analysis wiki. So every single week that we do an article analysis, and there's 5 of them, you will be expected to offer some critical analysis either of the research itself or the way that it's presented in the popular press. Your second task is you will choose to either summarize one of the articles or facilitating the group's analysis of one of the articles. So there'll be 4 articles up for grabs. There's 7 of you. And one person will summarize the article. A second person will facilitate analysis of that article. I'll tackle the first one to demonstrate what's expected. So again, you do this or this once. And then in each of the 5 weeks, you're expected to contribute a comment to the group's analysis. All right, so a little bit more information about this process. When you open up the articles for analysis, you will soon be asked to select the topic that you would like to cover. So again, I will cover the first one in week 3. This particular article looks at a link between taking the birth control pill and depression. So because this relates to gender and sexuality, we're going to cover this in week 3, where we cover the topic of gender and sexuality. Then the next 4 options are available for students to sign up for. So you have a memory-related topic that we'll cover in week 4, a stress and health topic that we'll cover in week 6, a development topic that we'll cover in week 8, and then finally a bystander intervention topic that we'll cover in week 13. So in week 2, I'm going to ask you to sign up for which particular article you want to focus on, and then you're also going to choose, do you want to be the person that writes the wiki that summarizes the article, or do you want to be the person who offers some analysis and facilitates the group's discussion of the analysis of the article? And again, you will choose one of these 4 options. You will choose to either be the summarizer or the analyzer for one of these articles, not all of them. Now what you're looking at for each of the articles is several things. One, I have a link to the original study. So this is the article that is written by the researchers themselves. In some cases, it may be a little bit difficult to get through the article. The key is really to make use of the abstract to guide your understanding of the article, and definitely reach out to me as a reader. So now your task, if you're the summarizer, is to really focus here on the original study. If you are the analyzer, then your goal is to read some of the ways that popular press has covered the article. So in some cases you have maybe a more thoughtful source, and then also, this is in Allure, it's actually pretty good coverage, but not as thorough as the other source. And so you'll be analyzing, did the reporter here make some leaps? Did they report it appropriately or not? And in week 2, when we cover methods, I'll discuss a little bit more about what's involved in doing an appropriate popular press coverage. Now again, I'm in charge of week 3, and I will have that wiki created by the end of week 1, so you can see what's expected of you pretty early on. All right, the last major thing that I want to draw your attention to is this groups page. As I've emphasized, a lot of the activities that you'll be doing in collaboration with your group. So all of you have been assigned to a group. Now when you open that groups page, you should really only see one of the three groups. As your instructor, I'm in all three, of course. So you'll click on your group name. You can see your group mates listed here. And the main areas where you will be using the groups page here is through the discussion board and the wiki. So the group discussion board, in some weeks, but not all, there will be a topic for discussion. And what you would do here is review the topic, and in this case there is a linked Google Slides presentation that I have created. And I'll do this in other times as well. It takes a moment to load. So what you'll do, and I'm in the process of still creating this, is you will scroll through all of the slides and you will choose one of these topics to post on. So in this way, rather than everybody saying the same thing, each of you can be the expert on a particular subtopic. So this is our way to go beyond what's in the textbook and apply some of those concepts in a new way. So once you identify which particular topic you want, you can go ahead and reserve that. To reserve your topic, you'll click on the forum and then create thread. And you would enter in the topic name right here. So maybe you would just want to do the children's art. You would enter that here as the subject, and if you're just reserving it, that's all you would need to do. You click submit. Once you're ready to, let me just write that, children's art. Once you are ready then later on in the week to actually compose your post, you can go back, click on the subject header, and then click edit right here to actually enter in your post. I'm going to delete this. If you've never used the discussion board before, I encourage you to go to this Read First page and open up the discussion board video to learn more about how to actually use the discussion boards. You can see the other feature that you can access from this groups page is the wiki option, and we'll be using the wikis in a variety of weeks. Sometimes for topics related to specific content in the text, and in other times to do the article analysis. So we'll start off in week 1 with using the wiki. The instructions are provided here, and in order to provide your comment, you just click Edit Wiki Content. And making sure you don't delete what I have entered here, you can write in your own ideas. Now sometimes we are using the wiki page much as a person would use Wikipedia, meaning you can modify what other people have written, and I'm encouraging you to do so. So in this first week, you and your group are going to be collaborating to create a group response. So that means if somebody has written something that is unclear or that is maybe outrightly incorrect, you can revise it. I will be able to go back and see what each individual person wrote along the way. That's a nice feature for me on Blackboard. But your goal with these wikis, again, much like Wikipedia, is to collaborate, use all of your minds together to come up with the most complete and coherent answer. And then in this case, you also have the option of posting questions for others to answer. And the very last place I'll direct your attention is this discussions link right here, because as questions come up in the course, rather than emailing me, you can post them here on the course information board. Again, create thread, write your question in. You do have the option of posting in anonymously if you like, and you'll submit your question. Also, if you are able to answer a question that somebody posted, please reply to them and provide your answer. Now, if you need immediate attention, or if I haven't responded to your question in a reasonable amount of time, please do just send me a text. And you could just say, hey, check out the course information board. I'll usually check this every couple of days. All right, that's everything, folks. I look forward to working with you. Take care.